So it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, January 2015, and I don't think the world is much better than it was when he was alive, and I'm not sure. I mean, he accomplished a lot of things, and I'm not knocking on the dude. The dude did a lot of good things. I'm just saying that we, as a people, may or may not be worthy or understand even what he was trying to do. A couple years ago on the Boondocks, real good cartoon. I love it. It's a good cartoon. Started off as a comic strip and migrated into a TV show cartoon. And they had a what if he hadn't been killed? What if he'd just been in a coma and he came back? And he was like, what the are you doing? Like, he had everything he had worked for, the betterment of society, the betterment of mankind, was all for nothing because nobody appreciates it. I kind of think, like, when we went to Iraq, or Afghanistan, and we tried to import our idea of democracy is twisted and wrong and doesn't do what it's supposed to do. And so we said, here, look, try this out, and they didn't understand it, they didn't know it. It'd been better if we'd given them something that they understood or could comprehend, or that worked with the way they think. And there's nothing wrong with different people think different things. I mean, look at before they met the Mayans, there was no concept for zero. I mean, before the Moors came. Anyway, everybody's got different ideas on what works and what doesn't work, and what isn't working is what we're doing. I feel horrible that those Charlie Hebdo people were killed, and nobody should ever be killed because you made a cartoon. But if you keep making cartoons that make somebody mad, why are we surprised when they do something horrible? Because it's like bullying. It's like an older brother picking on his younger brother, and then when the younger brother finally gets pissed off and beats up the older brother, what? I was just playing with you, I didn't really mean it, or it's just a cartoon, it's not real. People's feelings and the way people feel. I mean, if you believe that drawing a picture of Muhammad is bad, then, okay, that's your belief. I don't think you should kill anybody for it, but you're welcome to have whatever belief you want. And if I know that bothers you, why do I do it? What am I proving? What does putting a picture of your prophet, what does that do for anybody? All it does is inflame and make more people mad, and more people die, and the people who want us all to hate each other just keep winning, because instead of fighting the real fight, which is equality for everybody, we squabble over meaningless, stupid, nitnoid things that absolutely have no effect on who we are and how we live our life. What we need to do is live a good life, live a just life, be polite to each other, show respect towards each other. If you want to say there's no God, or there is a God, or whatever, hey, that's your God-given right. You can do whatever you want. But when your rights start stepping on other people, or, I should own a gun. Well, if I want to own a gun, then women should have control over their bodies. If, I want to drink and drive, then, hey, I've got the right to go to prison for driving and killing somebody while I was drunk. I think it's easier than we make it out to be, but we're so stuck and fixated on dumb things. Where is our Martin Luther King Jr.? Where's our Gandhi? Where's our Lincoln? Where's anybody that's, instead of preaching right or left, just like saying, hey, dude, peace. You know, you live your life, I live my life, and we'll all live happily ever after. And to me, you know, Martin Luther King Jr., I think that's what he wanted. He just wanted us to live in peace. He had a dream, you know, and his dream wasn't anything like huge. It just was like, hey, I want little black boys and little white girls and, you know, everybody to just have dinner together and be peaceful. That's it. I don't think that's rocket science. I don't think that's quantum physics. You know, if you took off the skin, or if you changed the language, or, you know, if you wouldn't know. We're all the same. That's it. I know I feel like I'm pleading, but that's the way I just watching the news today, and the way people are treating each other, and things that are going on. It just, like, it's driving me crazy. I'm like, it shouldn't be this hard. You know, it's like being in a relationship. If you and her, or you and him, are at each other's throat and fighting and, you know, beating each other up, there's something wrong with that. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Sure, you have confrontations in relationships and arguments, but they're discussions. You don't bring out, you know, you did this to me last year, or you forgot my birthday, or you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, all these things that are besides the point, that aren't dealing with the fact of the matter is, you know, can't we all just get along? That's it. There's, you know, I know this bothers you, and it's not, I don't need to do this to breathe or live, then it shouldn't be that hard. I'm like, alright, I just won't draw cartoons, you know? But same line, hey, it's a cartoon. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. If your faith is strong in whatever you believe in, no matter what somebody else says or does, it should not affect you. And if it does, then maybe you need to look at what you believe, because you might have a problem as well. You know, if someone says, you know, I don't know, it's not real. It's somebody's thought. And somebody's thought isn't going to hurt me if I'm strong enough to have my own thoughts. So, have your own thoughts. Be your own person. Don't let somebody on Fox News or CNN or anywhere like that tell you how you should feel or what you should do, or look behind. Where's this message coming from? Who profits from us going to war? Who profits from us infighting? Who profits from us not getting it together? I mean, I think I saw on the news today that the richest people are richer than they were before, and yet everyone I know seems to be poorer than they were before, and struggling and trying to figure out, you know, where we're gonna get our next paycheck from, or whatever. You know, why is there a Wounded Warrior Foundation? There shouldn't be a Wounded Warrior Foundation. The Wounded Warrior Foundation should be the Veterans Affairs taking care of its people. You shouldn't have to get extra help from, you know, it's very kind and very nice to other people, and I just, Wounded Warrior, just top of my head, but I'm just saying that everybody should pull their weight. Everybody, pay your taxes. Why? So we can have a good police force that's not going to kill us, so we don't have potholes in the road, so we don't have to worry about or if my house is going to burn down, because the fire department can't respond because they just had to cut, you know, 30 jobs. All that stuff, when it comes out, none of it matters. It's only money. It's not real, you know? But what's real is people, and what's real is love. And if you have love and you have people that take care of you and they're your friends, and, you know, that's what's important in life. You know, somebody was saying, in The Wizard of Oz, you know, when he said, you know, it's not important how much you love, but how much you are loved. And they're like, oh, that's shallow way of looking at it. No, it's not. If you're loved, that's somebody loved you. Somebody thinks you're important versus being feared. You know, if you had to be a choice of being feared or respected or loved, you're like, oh, I'd rather be feared. No, if you are loved, then you're respected. There's no need for fear. Why should we fear anybody? Why fear anything? Who cares? We're all people. Everybody gets up the same way. Everybody does the same thing. Everybody goes to the bathroom. Everybody, you know, is the same. So, I think the message of Martin Luther King Jr., it needs somebody to be driving that message home. You know, his family's too busy squabbling over book rights and things that don't matter. And I know he'd be rolling over in his grave going, you people are missing the point. It's like, Eddie, god dang it, it's a comedian, I think of his name, but anyway, he goes, you know, you got Jesus, you got Muhammad, you know, it's not the messenger, did you get the message? And that's the point. Did you get the message? And the message is love one another, do the right thing, and stop being an asshole. You know, that's it. Life is not that hard. It shouldn't be this hard, but we make it hard. You know, I think, I don't know. So, I hope you had a better day. I'm feeling better. I just worry about this world. You know, I got kids that I would like to live in a peaceful world someday, but at the rate we're going, it ain't gonna happen, you know? I'm like, man, maybe it's time to just pack up and move to a beach somewhere and say forget it. I don't know if it's that bad yet. It feels that bad some days, you know, but I know that there are people out there doing good things. You know, that you only see those pictures of people at war, but you don't see the good that we do, not necessarily by killing, but by being there and making it so Malala can go to school. You know, we try to make things safer and better, and I know we're not in Pakistan, but I'm saying that because we're trying to do the right thing over there, that people can get better, but the world needs to bring it together, you know, and I don't know, wipe away debt and be like, all right, look, we're all just starting over. I realize, you know, I got $1 million, you know, I mean, Mexico used to do this every couple of years, you know, they take a couple zeros off their pesos and start over. That's what we need to do. We need to erase some debt, or be like, hey, all right, America, you owe these guys money. Well, these guys owe China money, and China owes Australia money, and Australia owes the European Union money. So we're just gonna right across everybody's debt, you know, equal, and just put everything back to zero, start over, you know, because we are heading towards a zero or a start over, or a point where nobody's gonna have anything. You know, gas is cheap right now, but they just cut 9,000 jobs. So now gas is gonna go back up, and you know, and nobody's gonna be able to afford to buy anything, and it's just gonna, it's this vicious circle. Pick something that's good for everybody. It's not about how much money I can get, you know? I mean, how many houses do you need, Waltons, before you take care of your own people? You know, I hate going to your store. I refuse to go to your store because you don't pay your people what they're supposed to. They don't have a living wage. That's not right. While you have everything you want, you know? I mean, I'm not saying let's storm the Bastille and burn houses or nothing down, but you got to give people their respect. You have to show people respect. You have to give them the respect that they've earned just by being born, you know? And if you give them that respect, they will in turn give it back to you. Things are too big. The stock market's insane. You got a bunch of dudes who are like, oh, I think this is worth this today. And making money off of what? Off of the thought that, oh my God, pork bellies, swine flu, so, oh, sell. And then, you know, Yeah, I don't know. If anyone else has got any ideas, I would love to hear them. I'm open for communication. I'm open for, whatever. Just let's talk. I think that's what we need. We need communication. So, if anyone wants to talk, let's talk. Talk to me. I don't know if we can fix anything, but maybe we can. If you want to talk about, the last week a Vietnam vet with PTSD was executed he killed a cop like 10, 20 years ago, or if not longer, and they executed him. Is that right? I don't know. The dude was messed up in the head, but the dude was messed up in the head because he worked for our government. He went and did something and didn't do so hot on the return, and then we killed him. Isn't it our fault that he turned out that way? We send young men off to war, and they come back changed. You're not the same when you go to war. You see horrible things. You see people do bad things that you couldn't even imagine that somebody else would do to you, and it makes no sense to me. And it hurts because we could just have been easily having tea in the market and been friends, as if not. All it takes is someone to say, hey, these people are our friends. I mean, look at World War I, the Christmas truce that the troops did, they just went out and played soccer and ate each other's food and smoked cigarettes and drank wine. Could we do that now? Is there any more honor in war? Is anybody doing it for the right reason? What are we fighting wars for? Because somebody said, hey, these guys are bad, go blow up their buildings. And then somebody said, hey, these people are bad, they blew up our buildings, let's go kill them all. You can't eradicate everybody. You can't kill a dream. And Martin Luther King Jr., he's dead, but his dream still lives. And so that's my hope, is that somebody will pick up that torch and just start running. And say, hey, people, look, follow me. Instead of, following me towards death, destruction, and misery. So, that's my thoughts for today. So, hope you guys have a good day, and may you find peace in the world.